Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Welcome, Dr. Ofeli, to Spotlight on Enterprise TV.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
All right, so let's get into this issue of Betta.
Well, if you look at the APC government critically, you will find out that they have not been able to prosecute any major case of corruption. I mean, the woman before Betta, who was also enmeshed in the same corruption, has she been prosecuted? The Accountant General of the Federation, that was enmeshed in very deep corruption, has he been prosecuted? No. Now, when you take it down, you'll notice that the APC government have a lackluster attitude towards prosecution of corruption cases. Even the corruption cases that were prosecuted under Jonathan, wherein the federal government and Efcc secured conviction. When Buhari came into power, he granted them pardon. Former governor of Adamawa State and former governor of Plateau State, Joshua Dare. Those were not prosecution under the APC. They were prosecution under the PDP government, wherein convictions were granted. And the APC, not only that the APC government have failed in prosecution, they have also freed those whom the government before theirs convicted. So if you look at Betta Edu's case, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because even Adams Oshimole once said that if you join the APC, all your sins are forgiven. Your trespasses are forgiven, and those who trespass against you, everything is forgiven. So, Betta Edu's case, I'm not surprised. Now, we have scheme all over the place going on. Note that it's not just Betta Edu that was indicted. The current Minister of Interior was indicted alongside this. She gave an instruction to the Accountant General to pay that money into the private account. So that's supposed to be a conspiracy. Okay? Being a substantive minister, the Accountant General ought to do clearing, even though the order is from the minister. So if you look at the trail, you find out that, you see, why should I be surprised? How can the APC, look at the formation, President Tinubu, Akpabio, two Efcc regulars during Rebadu's, Akpabio was a governor at the time, Tinubu was a governor at the time. Both of them had issues. You understand? If Tinubu was a governor before Akpabio, but they have the same thing running across. So those are the kind of people that will fight corruption. I don't know why people are surprised. Betta Edu's case now is there's a ploy to ensure that she gets soft landed so that Nigerians will forget about the case. Already Nigerians are quick to forget, especially now that they are hungry. When they are preoccupied with how to eat and survive, people will soon forget. Then the matter will be laid low. Because she was suspended 2 months ago. But till today, we've not seen anything other than the stories here and there.
What do you think are the legal actions that you think can be taken to ensure that such issue is not swept under the carpet?
The legal action that can be taken is that the citizens must go look for a way to file what they call an order of mandamus.
When you say this,
compelling
citizens, who are you?
Citizens, civil society organizations, okay? NGOs, civil society organizations like SERAP and the rest of them. You need to bring an action, we'll call it an order of mandamus. An order of mandamus is filed where an institution is in dereliction of her duties. If he has failed to carry out its official duty for which the law setting it up have mandated it to do, that's the EFCC now. You can go to court, file an action against EFCC, asking the court to make an order against Efcc to prosecute her. That is the option. Otherwise, this woman will go scot-free this way. That is the way. So why the media will bring it to the front burner? The media won't go to court to exercise what is it. Civil society must come together, have, someone, an institution that will fight that action against EFCC to discharge its responsibility as ascribed to it by law. That is what is required.
And with your experience, do you think, going back history, do you think we've seen those kind of actions take preeminence and brought to fruition?
Of course, that is the way of waking them up. Okay, you know what? Yes, you know why? Because when such an action is filed, okay, it puts pressure on the institution to act. Okay, it's not a punitive litigation. It's just a litigation asking the court to make an order that this institution must undertake her duties under the law with regards to Betta, to be specific. You understand? It's what they call equitable remedy. Those are remedies under the law that is meant for societal preservation. It's our commonwealth that has been depleted. Okay? And if the commonwealth of the country has been depleted, it does not just lie alone in the action of the president or executive to, find a way to punish the offender. The society must be involved. In very civilized societies, the society must be involved, must know how much is stolen, how much is left, trace and do all necessaries. But yeah, you have only Serap doing, they are also overwhelmed because the cases are much. Okay, so civil society, the citizens must undertake to ensure that EFCC prosecutes because it's an economic crime.
Let's take a look at Godswill Akpabio. As we have it right now, that's alleged that Godswill Akpabio is really trying his possible best to ensure that she has a soft landing. Possibly not having her appointed as a minister, but giving her duties that she can still serve.
Well, that's an allegation. It's just is probable, but it's safer to say that those who intend to give her soft landing should desist from doing so. Should desist from doing so because her case is an acid test for this administration. You understand? Her case is an acid test for this administration. She had not spent up to 7 months as a minister before the memo leaked that caused the opera. Okay? Yes. So the way this government will manage this, first the government took a step by suspending her to allow investigation. Okay? Which is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But how long is too long for investigation? Because don't forget that under investigation too, you can have corruption upturn investigation. You understand? So the best thing I think this government should do is to bring her to the public domain. You understand? And not just her, because a lot of people have been calling her, not just her. They should bring the culprit, those who conspired with her, those whom were fingered. One of the minister for Interior, another. They shouldn't treat this case like the case of Mary Magdalene that was brought before Jesus and said that this lady committed adultery. They kept her and said, according to the law of Moses, we are supposed to stone her to death. With
Tinubu on the throne, how pragmatic and realistic do you think that can?
And that's what I'm saying. You don't have this government. This government does not have the balls to fight corruption. Because if the government really want to come out and fight corruption, it may fight itself. It may turn around fighting itself. You understand? That is the metaphor of of this government is they don't have the vote. You see, that is why during the campaigns, vote properly. Well, people, the whole thing turned around. So this government, you see, the Betta Do's case, it is from the morning that you know how the day will be. It is from sleep you know how death is. You understand? So this particular case, the first case, the acid test for this government that they ought to take serious and leave a mark in the sand of time to show that, yes, they may not be the best, but at least they can punish wrongdoing. Yeah, but they're not doing that. They're not, in fact, they're even upon that, they are going deeper into thoughtless policies.
It was learned that Halima, the suspended coordinator of the National Social Investment Program Agency, may have been cleared by the EFCC in its interim report. And it was said that the leaked document about the release under Halima have been scrutinized by the EFCC. Don't you think that would equally be the fate of...
Yeah, she was before the EFCC for days. And then Betta do also and all that. So they should tell the public how that these people are not actually corrupt when you write a memo and ask to pay money to private accounts. You see, it's not about embezzlement. It has nothing to do with embezzlement. There's misappropriation. Misappropriation does not mean you have spent the money. Under the law, there's what we call inchoate offense. An inchoate offense is where you have taken steps to commit the offense, but you have not hashed the offense. You understand? There's misappropriation. Moving funds from the federation account to a private account is already an offense. You don't understand? It's an offense on its own. Misappropriation. The fraudulent misappropriation in law. You need not spend it. It's an inchoate offense. An inchoate offense, that's why under some offenses are classified. Attempt have a term of imprisonment. Attempt. Then the actual offense have a term of imprisonment too. You understand? So let us not even go into whether she embezzled the money or she transferred it to whoever, whatever it is. The fact that it was put into a personal account already established the fact that there's an offense.
Let's talk about Ojo, the Minister of Interior. And he came up to say that the 485 million naira that was given to his company was meant for a job that the company carried out assiduously.
Well, he claimed to have resigned from the company as he's still at the board of directors, but he claimed to have resigned as operations and all that. So it is for the EFCC to do due diligence that the money was for a job that was done assiduously or whatever it is he's saying. Investigation needs to be tight on this issue. But we're saying it does not look like any investigation is going on. That's what I'm saying. Because if in 2 months we don't have anything concrete, and the worst part of it is that the entire thing is made discreet. It's discreet. It's not open for public scrutiny. So for people who are interested, they can actually use the Freedom of Information Act to get information from the EFCC as to the status of that case and what have been done so far. You see, because it's after investigation, EFCC will decide whether they are prosecuting or not. You understand? So we should get to that point where if this news broke out to the public and the public have consumed the information to a point, you have to keep the public informed by every step taken. The public deserve to know because now they know halfway. And when there's no information, rumors will take over. Yeah, because nature have a vacuum. You cannot have vacuum. Something must go in. So it's for the EFCC to make public their findings on the case so that people who are interested in the case can follow up to the end of that case.
Where do you think and how do you think we can better, reorganize this such that issues like this won't come to
No, the constitution is not enabling criminality. It's not. What happened is administrative control. That's what happened. The minister have a right under the law, based on the budget of the ministry, to award contracts to a limit. He has that power to do so. But such must be transparent. You understand? If it goes beyond that limit, they will discuss it at the Federal Executive Council. If it goes beyond a particular limit, you understand? So her duty is to ensure that she discharges her functions transparently. But when you start to talk about monies into private accounts and all that, you have now distorted the essence of that office. The essence of that office is truncated. And there is no part where the Constitution has played a role or contributed to what has happened in this case. It's a case of pure administrative proceedings where there's an abuse of power, there's an abuse of office. That's exactly what is going on.
As individuals, you mean no Nigerian can on its own say, I'd love to take up this case and ensure that...
A Nigerian can do that. Anybody can go and file a case compelling the Efcc to, carry out its function.
All right, so thank you so very much, Dr. Femi, for being part of our show today.
You're welcome.
It's really, indeed, an engaging discussion.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.